What's up guys, Devin is here. Today I wanted to do a video doing a little bit of a tour of my patio garden. I have tons of plants that I've been rapidly planting up and growing, getting my patio space beautified over maybe the last 6 weeks or so. So I want to show you guys where it's at, what I'm growing. I got lots of awesome new plants, new varieties, new cultivars that I'm trying out for the first time, and I want to let you guys know what I'm actually growing. So in this video, I'm going to do a tour of everything on my patio, as well as give some tips and tricks how you can get the very most out of your patio space in terms of length of flowers, maybe some design tips and ideas, and all sorts of great plant-related stuff like that. Now, once we get into the video, you'll notice I'm wearing a different outfit. That's because for some reason the first intro part I did on the actual day of filming ended up being blurry, so I'm wearing different clothes. But anyways, let's get right to it. All right, so let's keep it classic with some marigolds. So I love marigolds. They're really easy. They have a really nice kind of fragrant foliage, and they're such fast growers. You can start these from seeds and they can grow to this size in 6 weeks. They're really fast, and a lot of gardeners love to have them, especially around your tomato plants and your cucumbers, all your veggies. They bring the pollinators, and they're thought to detract some of the more pesky bugs. That may or may not be true, but regardless, they're a beautiful plant and very easy to grow. And this summer I'm growing the Superhero series. It's from Binari seeds. And well, what's really cool is they have just really exceptionally compact growth habits, and so they don't get super tall. They're gonna get 18 inches tall, totally covered with flowers. And I got 3 different colors. I have like your classic sulfur yellow. I have this beautiful bright orange, and then the third one is called the Superhero Spry. It's kind of like a bicolor or tricolor. Just getting started, you can see. I started with beautiful little plugs, and this one is an all-American selection winner. So when I'm growing plants, when my family is choosing plants to trial and to then sell, we always like to look at the all-American selection winners. You can just go, it's like AAS. Just look All-America selections online, and you'll find all the plants that they have deemed like winners. And the Superhero Spry is a winner. Basically means it's a really great garden performer, and they give some more information online, so you can go check it out. All right. So for me, I like to have as big of a variety of different plants as possible. I'm always trying new things. That's kind of like my addiction, is to try new plants, grow them, see how they perform, see if they're really garden worthy or patio worthy. And one plant that's always garden worthy would be the Hens and Chicks. I just planted up this beautiful tray of a bunch of different colors together. Over the summer, it's really gonna fill out. Should start to overflow pretty soon. And so I'm really stoked about that. So I always like to have at least something that's really nice and fragrant. And for me, you cannot beat a gardenia. This was like a little plant I got at the local garden center. And I like to keep these in pots, like 1 or 2 of them around the patio. They are definitely known to be prone to aphids, so I kind of keep them a little bit tucked away from everything else. Over here, it's kind of like this is our main door that we enter in the house. So every time I'm coming home, walking up, I always like to take a quick little brief smell of the gardenia. It's also a special plant for Samantha and I. When we were in Cartagena, Colombia, there was tons of gardenias growing, and there's a song, I think it's the Buena Vista Social Club. Check this song out. It's like Dos Gardenias para ti, something like that. And so gardenias are one of a plant that I'll always have around the house. So now I'll show you my little herb garden. Out here, you can see those big guys out there. Those are my big 24-inch planters full of tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers. But over here I have just my little herb garden. This is where we like to come and do little clippings for our dinners, for some drinks, things like that. So right here I have a couple Brussels sprout plants growing. I've never grown Brussels before, but you can tell, look how cool that is. I start most of these like plants from plugs. They're called little Ellie pots. They're really amazing because they're super easy to plant. Let's see if I have some. Actually, they're super easy to plant. They are amazing. You can see, you can't even tell that there's like anything there. It's kind of like this biodegradable paper, and once you plant it, it really transplants exceptionally well. And with these, it's great because you don't actually have to break the roots apart. So this is something that my family is really trying to go towards. Less plastic pots, more of these Ellie pots, better for the environment, and they really do grow faster. They take root so much faster. So that, you know, I started these two guys from those Ellie pot styles a month ago, and they're just exploding in growth. So something that Samantha loves to eat that, you know, I like to eat her cooking, so I guess I like to eat it too, would be green onions. So if you've ever bought green onions, you know, there's kind of like the white bulbous part at the very bottom, has some roots growing out the bottom, and then you have the green top. Well, just plant them. That's what I did. We bought some like for $3 at the grocery store. I planted these up. You just bury it like an inch or so from the very bottom up, just like an inch. Keep it nice and moist. They grow exceptionally fast, and you'll never need to buy green onions ever again. It's awesome. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Now, my personal favorite herb to cook with is dill. So this is dill bouquet, Antherium graveolens. Yeah, I'm reading it from the tag. It's not gonna lie. But you know, these are also sun-loving. You can keep these pretty moist. They grow exceptionally fast. This has tripled in size in 6 weeks. So I've been loving this one. Another absolute favorite of mine would be parsley. Great to grow throughout the summertime. They grow very fast. They grow super fast. You can be constantly clipping some out. You know, I actually like to eat parsley salads. I'll do like parsley, cabbage, and maybe some arugula if I have some on hand, with olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper. And parsley is great for your insides, for everything inside your body. Really good, I think, for helping like kind of purify your blood. So it's something that I like to eat as much as possible, and I love the flavor. Then I've got 2 mints growing. This is a strawberry mint. So it has like, you take a smell of it, it has that mint, but also mixed with like a strawberry lemonade kind of flavor. Amazing. We'll be making tons of lemonade this summer. But the better mint that I started this from seeds inside the house over wintertime. This is like a Cuban Mojito Mint, and it's got some bugs. So better get rid of that right now. Before we go any further, definitely have some of like Bonide. I like Bonide or Bonide. They have really great stuff. Insecticidal soap or mite soap. You know, always have this stuff on hand whenever you have your patio garden. It's super important. But anyways, so this mint is the Mojito Mint, and this is like what they use in mojitos. Amazing. I've never found it like as a plant, just as seeds on Etsy. So something that I'm very excited to be growing this year is water lilies. You can see I have my first water lily pad. So basically, you know, this is like a pre-made water lily kit. It's like the water lily plant is encased in cocoa fiber, cocoa coir, and then has like a plastic wrapping around it. If you have a pond, great, but if you don't, and you're like me and you want to try them anyway, get just you know, some sort of like whiskey barrel style pot at your garden center, wherever. Obviously one that doesn't have holes. Fill it with water. It's got to be like 12 to 18 inches deep, and it's been really fun to watch grow. I know I need to get some some aquatic fertilizer to make sure they're really like top notch. So that'll be something that I'll be buying off Amazon soon. I'll probably put it in my little Plant Vibrations Amazon shop. So you guys know, like at the top of the descriptions of my videos, I always put the link to my little Amazon store, and I just put things in there that I actually use that I think are nice and work well. You know, I've tried tons of stuff. So if you're looking for products, just click that link and you'll find my recommendations. So over here is my little Gerber Daisy corner. This is a cool, I need to clean this guy. Cut this old guy off real quick, add it to my little, it's always nice to have some sort of like little compost bin hidden away somewhere on your patio. That's gonna make it a lot easier as you're continually cleaning everything. But anyways, and some shears that it can stay dry. You know, I have a nice little dry spot over here. Anyway, so this is my majestic, these are called the majestic Gerber Daisies. Now, I grow Gerber Daisies from, I think they're from Holland, a company called Gardenia, or also Hydrangea Flores, I can't remember. I'll make a little note overlay. But check out these flowers. These are like hardy to, I think, zone 6 or 7, and they really flower pretty much nonstop from now until the first frost. So I have these ones, I have a couple of these ones growing. You can see another one right here. And then this guy is called the PATIO Carew. This is also from the same company. Great, they do the best Gerber Daisies in the world. That's why we work with them. Check this guy out. These will start to get, as the plant really matures a little bit more and grows, the flowers will start to grow even bigger as well. And I started this little Calibrachoa a little while ago, also from one of those Ellie pots. This is the Sunset, I think. It's a mini famous Calibrachoa from Ball Seed. The mini famous series I think are typically considered to be the best, have the most floriferous growth, definitely that lovely like overflowing habit. So I have this guy, you know, growing. It's been growing pretty quickly. Can't wait till it just starts to really kind of bubble over the edges. And then if you guys have been around for a while, you've seen some of my houseplant tours. You know I have my vanilla plant, my vanilla orchid. This is Vanilla planifolia, I think that's what it's called. And so I have some of my plants that I really want to kind of like expedite their growth, I bring outside for the summertime. Not everything, maybe out of the 100 houseplants I have, maybe there's 20 out here or so. So definitely my vanilla orchid is one of them. Another one would be my pink princess. I want to get more pink foliage growing. So it's really doing pretty well out here. Loves the humidity, loves the consistent heat and warmth. This is of course my Epiphyllum Heuchera. If you haven't seen the video of how to grow it, or is it over there? If you haven't seen the video how to grow this one, you know, I love Epiphyllums, Daiso Cactus are some of my favorite plants. A couple things you need to keep in mind when you're trying to induce them to bloom. So check that video out for like a much more detailed look at how to grow them. That's one that I like to keep outside. Another one that's just been kind of a little bit of a flounder has been my Dieffenbachia. Started this one from I got it at a plant swap at a local nursery I went to, I don't know, last fall, and I just cut it back because it was just, I don't know, not doing well. Brought it outside, hopefully it'll start picking up. Now, a couple other plants that I brought outside would be my Antherium Crystal Hope. This guy, you know, it's gorgeous, but it just needs some extra love. It wants that extra humidity, extra warmth. So I thought it would be a good chance to bring this guy outside. That foliage is just incredible. So I want it to fill out, come on. This one has been, I started this is a Mangave, cross between a Manfredi and agave. It's a gorgeous plant, but it has been riddled with scale, just on and off with scale. But the foliage is just so gorgeous. Check that out. Let's take a closer look. Look at all those little speckles. This one is called Pineapple Express. This is another plant I brought outside, my golden brush plant. It's just never done well inside. So I figured it would be a good chance to, what's up, Samantha? You want to come say hi? So this plant has just not done well inside. So I'm hoping the outdoor conditions will bring it to where it needs to be. This is one of my Christmas cactus. My good friend Bill gave this to me. It was, it's this beautiful pale pink, and it came from his mother's plant, which had been growing for the last 50 years. And when she passed away, they had this enormous plant that they just divided into these little sections. And he gave me one of them, so now I have it, and I love it. So gorgeous. So if you do grow succulents inside the home during the cold months, you need to bring them outside. So you'll notice most of the plants that I bring outside are succulents. This guy is my Crassula campfire. You can see that beautiful red foliage. It really is never red inside, but as soon as you bring it outside, it starts to turn red. And then I have a collection of Adenium I've got growing. This is one of them, little cute little guy. Another Crassula, which would be the Crassula Tonelli. I love it because it has this kind of like fuzzy foliage. What did my sister say? It was kind of like a cat's tongue. And then up here, this is a dragon wing begonia. This had been, you know, if you go to garden centers, you will have recognized it. They grow enormously fast. They're beautiful, but every once in a while, you really got to like chop it back and let it restart because they just get way too top heavy. So I chopped it back, letting it restart, and it's starting to come in nicely. Pretty excited for that one. Just another Gerber, but this guy's in a special pot. I don't know why. I love this one. This is my Meyer Lemon. You know, a lot of times in the wintertime, they will lose their leaves, but as soon as the warmth comes back, they start to really pick up their speed. So Meyer Lemons, it's the best citrus for growing inside in the wintertime, and then of course needs to be outside in the summertime in order to produce fruit and flower. Well, it could flower inside, but this guy right here, this is a Daiso Cactus. Very similar to the Epiphyllum, slightly different growth habit. You can see it's a little bit, this one has a nice upright and then overflowing growth habit. And it has actually two plants in here. One of them is like a yellow flowering variety. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen some posts that I had. It was blooming for me like pretty regularly all winter long. I think I had like 5 or 6 flushes of flowers on them. You know, when I say a flush, it's like 3 flowers, but that's pretty darn good for inside the home. And they're fragrant, they're yellow, they're gorgeous. And then I also have another pink flowered variety mixed into this pot. So hopefully, and it actually will bloom in the summertime. So the idea is that it blooms the pink one in the summertime and the yellow one in the wintertime. Now this guy, Senecio Blue, if you live where it's warm, California, you definitely recognize it. For me, I fell in love with it when I was living in Colombia. They use this as kind of like a ground cover kind of plant, or on the retaining walls, like pretty much all over the place. And so once I got back to America full time, it was like one plant that I wanted to have because it reminds me of being in Colombia. And it's a really, really easy grower, and it has gorgeous blue foliage. So hence the name Senecio Blue. Down here you can see more of my Adenium that I'm just starting, just getting these guys going. And the thing about Adenium is that they really, if you live where you have seasons like I do, it's really preferable to only start them in like May, when they can be outside. If you want to have them as an indoor plant, which a lot of people like Adenium inside, they need to be you have to accustom them to growing at your house outside before they can go inside, and for about 6 weeks. So very, very important thing to note. But they love being outside. So if you can have them, you know, gets pretty sheltered area. It gets some morning sunlight. This little wall gets like pretty good sunlight until like 11 o'clock. So it does get a little bit quite hot. Sun beats down right over around here. But it doesn't have any hot afternoon sunlight. It gets the rainfall. It's perfect. It's great. It's everything it wants. I also have a couple of these Hydrangea early blues. These are, you know, beautiful blue flowers. What more do I need to say? But the cultivar is called early blue. And, you know, they don't have the strongest stems, but they do have the bluest flowers. Can't have it all, right? And then, so this year I'm growing a couple of different pelargoniums, Pelargonium hortorum, and I can't remember which one is which. I'm gonna have to wait and see as they mature in size which ones are which. But one of them would be the Mojo series, which have my notes because I can't remember who the breeders are of all of these, and I want to let you know. Where is it? The Mojo series is from Syngenta out of Switzerland. And then I have another series called the Big Easy series, which comes from Doom and Orange. Kind of the primary difference is the size. The Mojo series are only about 18 inches, so I'm kind of hoping this one's a Mojo series, because the Big Easy would be a little bit too big for this size hanging basket. I love these hanging baskets, so you know, this is a really cool little thingamabob, basically to hold up my hanging basket pretty much where I want. You know, if you have the right tools and know-hows, you can kind of screw these guys, these pot hangers, into your walls. But I think I got this little plant stand thingy at IKEA for like $100, so great purchase. And so another plant that I'm trying out kind of for the first time this year would be sun patiens. And if you're familiar with impatiens, many of you are, you know that they're generally for the shade. This sun patient is an impatient, but hybridized for the sun. However, you can tell it got a little bit sunburnt, so hopefully it pops back up. I might need to give it a little shear back and let it kind of regenerate, but they have beautiful flowers. This one's supposed to be variegated, so we'll see. I also have some Heuchera. I just like to have some nice, beautiful foliage kind of scattered around, of course. You know, as you can see throughout my garden, I kind of try to layer things as much as I can. Like, it really kind of creates this visual, your eyes are always moving, which that's the kind of garden style that I like. Samantha doesn't like when I have plants on the ground, so I've been trying to find ways to elevate plants at least a little bit. So I don't know, don't ask me why. It's been a conversation we've had a few times. So here you can see what I mean about the, she doesn't like to have things on the ground, so I put it on this cinder block. It actually looks pretty good. This, another geranium. This is from the Mojo series, I think. Oh, it's starting to rain. Hopefully I can finish. Beautiful plants. I like to have a combination of just started plants mixed with larger plants always, because, you know, as one thing is finishing, you got new things coming up. That's really important. You want to kind of have things that are at staggered stages of life in order to have the fullest garden for the fullest amount of time. I have a couple of these Citronella geraniums. You know, it's supposed to be like, it has that Citronella fragrance. It's a cross between a pelargonium, geranium, and the Citronella plant, and has this fragrant foliage that is supposed to keep mosquitoes away. I haven't, you know, had a chance to see if it works yet, but they're beautiful in hanging baskets, and they have these really gorgeous flowers. This is the Angel's Perfume cultivar. So I have another Gerber here. This is a beautiful bright yellow one. This is called Sweet Vibe. This is from the Sweet series, same breeder, Gardenia, but these ones are actually considered really like winter hardy. I think zone 6. So you can honestly plant these outside in the ground, but I definitely know these are long bloomers. They really bloom their hearts out. A little bit more Heuchera. This iris, so I have this heavy pot here, basically to keep my downspout kind of in where it's supposed to go, or else it kind of, you know, moves around. So your plants can have some utility too, not just beauty. Down here is another sun patiens. This is, I think, the Happy Days series or Lovebird series. I can't remember. But anyway, any which way, both of my sun patiens are from Cicada, the breeder Cicada. They are like the breeders of sun patiens. Great plants. They fill out very quickly. I have some started ones over here I'll show you in a sec. So my current centerpiece plant would be a Gerber, because I just love these flowers. Let's get close. Look at that beauty, all those layers. I love it. So this big, beautiful plant, this is called a Petcoa. It's a cross between a Petunia and a Calibrachoa. I can't remember who bred this one, but it kind of is supposed to have the benefits of both and leave kind of the bad stuff away. It's supposed to be self-cleaning, have that beautiful kind of mounded growth, never have those like bald spots. And honestly, between this and the petunias I'm growing, it does have kind of like the nicest growth habit. And we had some pretty heavy rain the other day and it has really bounced back. Whereas some of my petunias are doing a little bit less well after that heavy rain. So I like this Petcoa. Great plant, pretty sweet breeding. So this right here, this is a Durabloom Petunia. Now this is from Doom and Orange as well. And this is probably my favorite Petunia right now because with that dark center of the flowers, it like, oh my gosh, it makes my heart melt. It's just like, it's mind blowing. And you can see that like your eye really goes to those really deep dark centers and it's striking. So it has this overflowing growth habit, beautiful. Next to another Sun Patiens. This guy's looking great. It's really just kind of coming into its own, flowering a lot. I can't remember which variety this is, but just look up Sun Patiens. It's just look up for Sun Patiens and you can get redirected to all the different varieties out there. My family, we try to offer just the best of the best. There's kind of a lot, so it can be a little bit challenging to choose, but they all have really great genetics. So in my opinion, so thus far, it's a winner. It's definitely a winner. Of course, I brought my Plumeria out. This guy definitely needs to be outside. Just got some new foliage coming on. So nice, so nice. Hopefully I can keep him pest-free this summer. By the end of summer last year, it was starting to get some spider mites. And what do I have here? This is, I think I planted like 10 calla lily bulbs in this baby. So this should be popping in about a month or so. I'm stoked. Hopefully they're all different colors. Hopefully they're not all just yellows or reds. We'll see, soon to find out. Now this big guy up here, this is a shockwave petunia. Let me see if I can get a better view. So you can see the beautiful flowers, nice kind of glowing red flowers. So our bedroom is up there. So I have this plant over here so that we can kind of see it from our bedroom. And that's kind of another thing. You want to have, you know, when it comes to gardening, you want to kind of garden from all different angles. You want to have vistas from everywhere inside as well as from outside. So really kind of thinking outside the box to get new things. That was Samantha's idea. I got to give it to her. I didn't think it would look good up there. It looks stunning. So big up to you, Samantha, for that one. So you can see it's starting to rain. I don't want my camera to get really wet, so I just have some more of those geraniums and a couple more Sun Patiens growing. And then over here, I have my Patio Baby eggplant, my Patio Choice yellow cherry tomatoes, and that's gonna finish it for now because I'm getting wet and that was kind of a long video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around watching my patio plant tour. I'll catch you guys soon. Every Sunday, long form videos like this. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you soon. Ciao.